GSL.
I wonder what MC thinks about Legacy of the Void.
I've just shown Tasteless the tweet MC made earlier today. It was pretty funny.
What did it say? Protoss and Legacy of the Void is shit, hell my life.
Yeah, something like that. A lot of retweets and favorites on that one, man. It's pretty funny.
So, we are going to go into our second best of 5 today. It's going to be a ZvZ. This is not the match that I think most people are super excited for. But join us. Tell your friends to tune in anyways. We're going to have a lot of fun. It's been a little bit since we've casted a ZvZ.
Yeah, certainly the case. ZvZ, I'm excited to see how this will look like in Legacy of the Void because now
it should be very different.
Burrow movement roaches are 1,000,000% better now.
Yeah.
It's just like crazy how much better they are. So definitely could change in that way. But as far as this match goes, it's PenguiN who got just slaughtered as if he was a baby penguin trying to play StarCraft in Code S last time. Going up against Symbol who got like so many top 8s in a row.
But, yeah.
It was insane. Like, Symbol was one of the best Zergs in the world for so long, and then kind of fell off the map. But here he is in Code A, and he's on Jin Air now. So he's got, like, a real Kespa team behind him.
Much better background there.
I'd imagine that he will crush PenguiN, but you can't count PenguiN off because
PenguiN could just lose here, but, I mean, we've had some very interesting games in Code A. We did not know that Trap versus Panic was going to be that good.
No, certainly. But, yeah, I mean, when you're on a team practicing full-time, you don't see him for 3 months, a lot of stuff can happen in your skill in 3 months. So PenguiN might be, like, way better this time. We'll see. He got slaughtered last time, but, I mean, he's going up against someone who has more success in GSL than almost any non-champion.
Yeah.
Like, I guess Parting and Sue have, they're more accomplished in Code S without being champions, but other than that, it's like probably Symbol next. So I do expect Symbol to be able to crush through here. And I actually kind of have high expectations of Symbol this season.
Well, I've been really waiting for Symbol to win at GSL, and that didn't happen.
Yeah, and I don't think it ever will happen now.
I think you're right, man. Unfortunately,
his time passed on that, but like he could get up to like a ridiculous level again. He was there for a long time. It was almost weird how he fell out, but that happens to players. It's he's had a very long career already.
Symbol right now looking a bit, dare I say, evil.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Look at that look on his face. He's like,
well, got here through his ZVP.
Looks like today penguins are going extinct.
Oh, wow. That's very sad. But I guess that's symbolic of our times.
Whoa. Tosis, the casting moves.
Yeah.
Well, let's see if this is going to be a Shrek-a-bop or it's going to be a really close game. I mean, it's just it's a tough one to tell.
Well, there is some volatility. There's the word. Okay, volatility in this matchup. ZvZ a lot of times can be fought on a knife's edge, and there's a lot of build order situations that you can get yourself into. All right, so taking a look at these maps, Iron Fortress and Merry-Go-Round out. That's good, I would say. Symbol should be happy with the 2 maps that are out because those are going to be a little bit more volatile than these other maps. Merry-Go-Round with that big opening, Ling Bane all-ins and stuff can be very powerful on a map like that. And he's got just the maps that are left basically are more defendable as far as the natural goes.
Yeah.
So I would definitely say that the bans go in his favor, but PenguiN banned Merry-Go-Round, which shows us what he's thinking, that he doesn't want to have that kind of crapshoot of is my opponent going mass speedling, Baneling on this map.
Yeah, that is an issue on a map like that. Let's see. Hopefully this is close.
Iron Fortress is actually one of the maps in the beta map pool, so I've actually been playing it a lot.
What do you think about it?
Don't like it very much.
Don't like it? Really?
No, the third base is kind of far away, and then it's like...
It's pretty far away, man.
I guess you can take a 3rd and 4th, and then everything else is like a million miles away. But like, yeah, I don't care for it that much. I don't hate it, though. I'm not like, oh, this map. I'm just like, I don't like this map.
Well, it is almost time to start game number 1 here. Map will be on Deadwing. Symbol If you followed StarCraft II for a long time, he needs no introduction. But if you are new here, Symbol is like one of those guys that's always a silver medalist.
Yeah, he has gotten a second place before, and to Roro. And
that's right.
Yeah, that was
Remember Roro?
What a great finals that was.
That was a great finals.
All those broodlings killing each other. But no, I mean,
that was the last Wings of Liberty finals.
Yes, it was.
I remember that because I was like, it's going to end just the way I remember it. Two 3 units killing each other. Broodlings attacking broodlings. So.
That's right. Good times.
All right, introducing our 2 players. In the upper left, in the red, he is
KT roster PenguiN.
in the bottom right, in the blue.
GNL Green Wings Symbol.
All right, well, it looks like we're going to have an early pool here.
Cool.
I wasn't actually paying attention when you introduced, so I don't know whose pool that is. Penguins, okay. PenguiN quick pool, big map. Taking a little bit of risk here. Hoping that we're going to see a hatch first here from Symbol.
Symbol has not made any structures just yet, so we're still waiting.
Yeah. Oh, a 10-pool Bane. Historically, this build has been complete and utter trash.
Yeah, this is
as far as
probably
win percentage
been the most
top
failed
level.
build in ZvZ we've casted.
For sure it is.
But he's going to go for hatch first here.
Yeah, it's still a build that can kill you. You know, it's so funny because, like, no one in the world just gives this build shit like I do. Like, I am so anti this build because I have watched it get defeated time and time again by good micro. Like, well, you can just go back and look, and like the pros hold it almost every time. But it's funny because I accidentally queued up as Zerg once in a while. I was just clicking around.
Yeah.
And I was like just against some high masters Korean Zerg.
Yeah.
And I went 10-pool Bane and beat
Did you win?
him. And I probably would have lost if I was Protoss, to be honest.
So
I was like, this is pretty hypocritical for me to use this build, but I know it works when you're not top-level pros.
I don't have to worry about the end game here. I just execute this really well.
I'm like, this guy isn't a pro gamer, so I'm probably fine with this. Anyways, let's see if this works out.
Yeah, the links are
definitely
coming down
could.
now.
It definitely could.
And the Overlord is going to be able to tip off Symbol here. He sees him coming down. It'll just come down to control. I mean, you can speculate all you want, but it'll just come down to how good the splitting is of Symbol and how good the bane link control and link control is here for
a lot of
PenguiN.
Yeah, PenguiN has to control very well. Of course, Symbol does. But PenguiN also has to make the right choices about where to attack and what to attack and when to detonate banelings, stuff like that. All right, so a little bit of poking right there. Ooh, taking a little bit more damage than he wants on those lings. Oh, a little bit more than he wants again. Okay, gives 1 for 2. See if that happens again.
See if this connects well here. Drones are being split up.
Okay, he's starting to split pretty darn well there.
Yep, that was perfect.
Okay, that was a good defense so far.
That was really, really well
And he has
done.
a queen out. So right now it's 9 drones against 14. There are more lings out for PenguiN, but a lot of them are across the map. So Symbol getting a couple queens out here. I think he's going to be able to hold this without any problem. He's already got a spine finishing too. And once again, this build really showing why...
History repeats itself, my friend.
Like, literally, if you just give respect to the statistics behind it, top-level pros don't lose to this build generally.
This is not boding well here for PenguiN at all.
No.
You could see that to start out with a build like this, we've already seen this build fail more times than we can count.
Yeah.
And
I think I've seen it work one time at the top level. And do we consider this the top level? Like, Symbol was a top pro for a very long time.
I just think there's no way that... Oh my god, he's got a towel.
He beat Gumiho earlier today.
He unlocked the towel, yeah.
Yeah. Well, he said the Cyclone isn't good against Terrans, so I'll just beat you, Gumiho. And Gumiho said, no! There's not a Protoss in the world, though, that has that towel at the moment. But,
Symbol,
that build is... Don't use that build if you're a top pro. And if you are not a top pro, use it all the time because...
Yeah, that's like pulling a fast one.
It is.
But the thing is, it comes down to control. And I mean, a top pro like Symbol just is going to have better control.
Yeah.
You think Symbol hasn't dealt with that build like 1,000 times?
Yeah, yeah. But it's funny because there's like variations in how good builds are at different levels. you know?
Yeah, that's true.
Like, for instance, the way that Rain plays a PvT, you put him against anyone sub-pro, he'll probably win 99 out of 100, and then you put him against Maru, and it's like, ooh, 50% or less.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just like, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things that you can point towards with that. Build is a lot better against weaker players.
Overgrowth is going to be our next map. Let's see what PenguiN does here, because that was a pretty lackluster game there by PenguiN. I mean, he was just... I mean, for lack of better words, owned back there. He got wrecked.
I'm sure a lot of angry Zergs out there. No, it is a good... No, no.
We can't hear you.
No, I'm sorry.
All right, guys, game number 2 is loaded up. Let's do this. In the bottom left, in the red, he is...
KT Roaster PenguiN.
I want to see Symbol do that build and see if PenguiN can hold it with his micro. Like, I think that would be really a funny way to, like, demoralize him.
GNAir Green Wings Symbol.
Well, here we have Symbol. We'll just have to wait and see what the openers are going to be. ZvZ is very basic in the early game. Not very many structures that you can make, and we're sort of just counting drones and seeing when they're going to make what.
Yeah, you watch that production tab.
And then from there, we can inform you guys a little bit better.
Yeah, yeah.
You a fan of PenguiN the villain in Batman?
Oh, from Batman? You know, the only thing that I think of when I think of PenguiN, well, some of the cartoon, of course, because I loved that as a kid.
The Batman cartoon was great.
Yeah, it was really good. But also, I normally think of the old movie where Michael Keaton was Batman, because I've seen that movie with PenguiN so many
Welcome
times.
to the studio. Thanks for coming down, guys.
Yeah. Hope you're enjoying. That's right. Like, oh, yeah, we're enjoying it.
Those are good-looking people, man.
They're way handsomer than us.
They could just come up here and just take our jobs right away.
Yeah, they actually could. They're stronger than us, too, so they could actually put the headsets on us and make us cast from underneath the desk, and then they'll just be our stand-ins that are handsome.
Wow. Okay, so we got the pool here. Thank you for coming down. Welcome. We don't normally get a ton of people here for Code A, so it's nice to see you guys come down here.
Pretty good crowd, though, today.
Yeah.
Pretty good crowd. You guys are great.
You guys are all great. Now, what was I going to say? The reason why I was bringing that up, besides the fact this guy's named PenguiN and ZvZ is slow in the early game, but did you see that TV series Gotham?
No, I've heard about it.
It was. I didn't actually finish even season 1. But
okay.
It was like,
yeah, I didn't think I'd
the
like
guy
it.
they casted for the PenguiN and that was actually like really well casted.
Batman for me is something that you have to put a lot of money into. Like, it has to be ridiculously good production and ridiculously good acting, or I don't even want to see it, because that's what I'm used to.
Well,
like,
Batman's been done well so many times.
Yeah, like even the Michael Keaton ones, like, you know, Val Kilmer a little bit less, but I, you know.
That
like,
never happened.
All the different Batman movies I like pretty much enjoyed. So I can't really watch like a series about it where they're not doing justice to like the greatest superhero of all time.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
And he's easily the greatest superhero because he's not invincible like that idiot Superman.
Yeah, I know.
He's like, oh, I don't know, I'm invincible and I have every power.
I have X-ray vision. I'm like, okay, slow down,
and laser
Superman.
eyes.
Yeah, laser eyes. I have laser vision.
The only thing that hurts me is this weird rock. And even when this weird rock is on me, I can still just barely protect the Earth from a meteor. You know what? Screw yourself. I don't even want to see this. This is terrible. What a terrible superhero. I can't even stress enough how much I dislike Superman. It is so garbage.
Yeah, I never been into Superman. Never read any of the comics.
No.
I think it's Superman on the.
I think I might read the one where he dies just to have
no,
closure.
excuse me, I have read that one. I did read that one. That was a long time ago. It was like a middle school when I read that. That one's pretty good.
Does he look scared and sad right before he dies?
He gets his ass whooped.
Because if he does, I'll read it.
It's like the whole book is like Superman getting his ass kicked.
I should watch that.
Yeah. All right, so back into this game. Let's see here. It's just a point where time where the builds have. Or sort of activating, if you will. Looks like we have a layer tech here for both of them. I have to say, I will not be surprised if this is a 3-0 here coming from Symbol.
Yeah. Symbol getting a little drone lead at the moment. Roachwarren going up quicker here for Symbol as well. Just an Evo coming up for PenguiN. Mutas do occur again nowadays in this matchup, so could be going for something like that. We'll see.
Well,
start that Roachwarren as well.
So we're getting a little wall in up here. Just to control Ling circulation. ZvZ, you really have to use all your other tech buildings to kind of fortify your expansion back home. So we see range attack being upgraded here. The Evo Chamber is about to finish for PenguiN. So we'll see. Oh, excuse me. He's going to go for range attack as well.
Did you call it Evo Chamber?
Did I call it an Evo Chamber?
Yeah. Which would make more sense than Evo, even though I call it Evo. I think most people call it Evo.
I think I normally call it Evo
evolution.
Chamber. Yeah, but
so Evo would be fine. I was wondering. Yeah.
I didn't even notice I did it. That's weird.
Yeah. Well, anyways, we do have those third bases.
They're doing mirror builds of each other right now.
Yeah,
we can't tell you too much just yet.
It's super, super close. As you see on the production tab, everything is so lined up that no one is going to be able to do anything for a little bit.
You know, speaking of Batman, by the way, Ben Affleck is going to be the star of the new Batman movie.
Who's he playing?
Batman.
Ben Affleck is going to play Batman.
I think so, yeah. If I have my actor names right.
We're talking about Ben Affleck, like the guy that's like friends with Matt Damon, right?
Yeah.
He's going to be Batman?
Yeah, no, I'm serious.
So after we had Christian Bale as Batman, we're going to go to Ben Affleck. That's what you're telling me.
Yes. Yes. Yes, that's
now
what
I know that progress is two steps forward and one step back.
Right
but
now.
this is like 2 steps forward and then I don't even have a metaphor for this. This is.
You don't think he'd be a good Batman?
Of course, I don't think he would be a good Batman. You think he can pull off Bruce Wayne and Batman? Are you kidding me?
I think he could pull off the Batman costume pretty well.
Yes, he's a tall white male. That's true. What?
I don't know.
You could pull off the Batman costume. God.
I would.
The cape would hide your hunched back, Jesus. Ben Affleck, no. I vote no. I hope this is a Democratic thing. Anyways, we do have a Roach attack coming down.
Yeah. And we have the Roaches actually backing up now. So nice hold here by PenguiN. We're going to see how he does here in the mid-game. Again, Roach versus Roach is always about who has a better concave versus a convex.
Yeah.
As people have heard me say a million times, but that's just the easiest way to sum up that the entire micro situation. So
during that, by the way, that was somewhat of a feint because he droned while doing that, so he never planned for that to really do damage, but kind of putting that... Wow, that was weird that he had that queen way out there, but putting that pressure on actually kind of gives him the upper hand in that way. It's kind of like, okay, stay back, and he gets a few extra drones and then goes back into his production.
Yeah. Well, you know, the Batman Arkham games, those, I think we did real justice to the storyline.
I think that was a
it was one guy, it took him a whole year to program the cape.
Yeah.
One guy was in charge for a whole year of programming Batman's cape.
Yeah, yeah. Well, when he dies, I'm sure that they'll put Batman's cape over his coffin and play the trumpets. And his tombstone will say that he was the guy that made the cape in the Batman game.
Respect to that guy. So we're now in the phase here in ZvZ where it's...
you know who made Superman's cape? Superman, because he has every superpower, including cape making.
We're in this phase now for ZvZ where it's all about the positioning. They're both going to max out here shortly on Roaches. One guy's going to send out 3 or 4 Roaches to a more remote location, start to attack, in the hopes that the big Roach ball will have to go start defending that. And then you just start splitting up your Roaches. The problem is who's going to get the lead first? Who's going to be the one to act? Right now, the initiator seems to be Symbol. PenguiN in a defensive posture. So Symbol, I'd say I'd give him a little bit of an advantage. Just because of the positioning here?
It looks like it, but if we look here also, we have +1 carapace going up for PenguiN, and Symbol just started his, so he's going to be up an upgrade. And also he's getting burrow and burrow movement, and that's coming a lot later for Symbol as well. So Symbol has a slight Roach advantage, but with burrow and burrow movement, there is now this little window where PenguiN may be able to do some very fancy moves that are going to be hard for Symbol to deal with.
Roaches are backing up now. So, yeah, there will be a window here that PenguiN can act on if he does it right.
Yeah, Symbol does know, of course. You see those spines, you know what's going on. So he should be really hyper-vigilant about this. All right, +1 carapace, almost done. So he's going to be up that In fact, he's going to be up 2 upgrades in just a second because Symbol's just later overall. So this could end up being a good engagement, but it looks like Symbol does have more roaches here. But a 2 upgrade advantage is a big one indeed.
The roaches clashing together right now. Symbol's going to be able to reinforce us a little bit quicker. Notice those 4 roaches I was talking about now coming around over here. I thought they were actually going to go into the main. But PenguiN is seeming to overwhelm Symbol. Symbol trying to hang on. More roaches being cranked out as we speak.
Yeah, it looks like Symbol in a lot of trouble. He's making 20 more roaches, but more and more roaches coming up here from PenguiN.
He hasn't pulled drones yet.
No, I think he's a little bit too far away to even pull those drones, so this is a very tough one. But it looks like, we are closer to Symbol's base, so he is getting a nice reinforcement here as well.
Nice micro here by PenguiN, burrowing the weaker roaches. But I think that the sheer mass of Symbol's roaches, his roach army right now, is going to be too strong. Note, both players going on the gold base here.
Yeah, a little bit quicker there by PenguiN.
I wonder if maybe PenguiN should have tried to make sure that Symbol couldn't have gotten the gold base in that process.
Well, I think he can kind of come back into it. He definitely gained an advantage throughout that fight, even though Symbol eventually held it. He lost more roaches during it, so we do have that roach advantage still for PenguiN.
PenguiN doesn't actually see that expansion.
Yeah, he saw only the edge of creep.
But you would think that by now he would have gone over there and killed it.
Yeah, you would think he'd check.
I don't think he's trying to let it finish and then kill it. Yeah, here we go.
This is like a winning move right here for PenguiN. He already had that advantage to kill this gold now. What does Symbol do? He's sitting here on equal upgrades, and that's it. But he's against a gold base, so I feel like actually this should be a backup move. I think this is the only way PenguiN can actually lose this game is by engaging here.
Well, PenguiN is in superior supply right now, but we see that actually if you look at the supply count right now for Symbol, it's not wavering. It's staying, it's starting to drop just a little bit here. Yeah, it looks like PenguiN continuing to rally up, but we are closer to Symbol's hatches, so he's going to start to take this battle, and this is the one chance that Symbol really has is getting an advantage there and pressing it into this gold base. The gold base is now up and running here for PenguiN. The longer that's going on, much worse position that Symbol is going to be in. Symbol's trying to reclaim his own gold base. What does Symbol even do here now? Because he has no chance to kill it. I don't know if there is something he can do here. Maybe you try to kind of max out and tech up a bit more or something? Because I suppose all he can do right now is sit defensively. He can't really attack. If he starts splitting up roaches at a lower number to harass, yeah, he might get some drones, but just a big frontal attack from PenguiN should be able to kill him. So I think he has to sit very defensively here and hope that PenguiN engages poorly and gives himself the convex or something like that. Well, Symbol's a pretty crafty player. This is just the type of game where you just don't have a lot of room, And he is going to come up here for a huge attack. Unburrowing now. And we see that PenguiN is dead set on taking out this expansion, but if he loses this fight, Symbol will actually get the gold base here. This is a really good spread right now by Symbol, though. We are still close to his hatches, and they have a very similar number of roaches, so you have to expect that Symbol can take this. Kind of an odd attack there by PenguiN. And it seemed like he figured out way too late that he was going to lose that. Yeah. I think it all goes back to the attack he did before that, where, he killed off the gold hatch and then engaged without letting his gold hatch kick in at all. Yeah. He could have just maxed and gone with way more roaches, but he fought with just slightly more roaches, and now Symbol has a chance again. Okay, you can see the idea that he was going to send, like I was saying before, 3 or 4 roaches over there to try to get that main roach army out of position. Symbol now backing up. Seeing that he's got PenguiN, at least for that time being, in a defensive posture here. Yeah. Symbol has really fought back into this very, very well. Just one small mistake from PenguiN has cost him dearly. The fact that Symbol's back in this, PenguiN should be feeling a bit stressed because he had big advantages multiple times this game as far as ZvZ Roach versus Roach goes. Yeah. Well, it looks like, once again, PenguiN's going to come up here now and hit hard. And this is a horrible position. Ooh, yeah, this is a great look at Symbol here, man. He's just surrounding everything. Horseshoe around here for these roaches. This is like the worst possible attack. Yeah. Those roaches for Symbol look like a giant mouth that was about to eat the army of PenguiN. This Symbol is a donut, and PenguiN is a munchkin right now. Yeah, that was brutal. And also, note, Symbol just shutting down the roach harass here. Yeah. Symbol showing his quality in this game, Tasteless. Yeah, he really is. Not a favorable engagement here for Symbol at all.
That's like, a runaway for sure.
Yeah. Oh, no, you see, he goes down here a little bit.
It's still a runaway.
Probably get a good arc around this. Well, he's going to just reinforce with his roaches. I guess he's pretty confident he could smash him. It is lower supply right now, though, for Symbol.
Yeah, like, when your opponent has more roaches, I suggest you run. Finally, he does do so, but not before PenguiN gets a few extra kills there.
It's one of these funny games, like, some of you might be wondering, why aren't they getting infestors just yet? Sometimes that moment that you get the infestor, that's when the guy has more roaches and kills you. So
it's very dangerous to switch techs at this point.
Yeah, so they're sort of both stuck just massing up roaches.
But as of right now, we do have both of them at exactly equal supply, just a 4 drone difference with PenguiN in the lead there. PenguiN is taking his 5th base. I think Symbol is about to take his as well. I think he just sent a drone over to that 5th area to take it. Definitely going to be something he needs to do to be able to spread out those mineral patches. But yeah, this is...
I can't believe that Symbol got back into a position where he can still win this game. I mean, this is...
Well, yeah, you take
there's not a lot to it, guys. I mean, it was just one guy had the gold base up and running. All he had to do was stop this gold base right here from ever developing, and he wins the game. But, I mean, Symbol's still here. He's still doing it.
Yeah, you know, questionable engagement, and that's all it takes. All right, right now we do have PenguiN running up here towards the natural. Well, he tried to actually draw him into the wrong direction over here with this group of units. But, you know, he dealt with that pretty well. Symbol coming over, trying to take out this main army now. The roach numbers are very even, but again, we are so close to the rallies of Symbol.
These guys just can't kill each other. Symbol now going to back up here as there's been a pretty big roach lead here for PenguiN, but PenguiN also backing up, saying he doesn't want to, you know, bungle the lead that he's gotten there that small period of time where he had that lead. I like these guys utilizing bro so that they're healing a little bit quicker.
Yeah, definitely. That's a very important part of this. Now, PenguiN, once again, kind of staying on top of his economy a little bit, because he does keep on getting these little edges, but Symbol, you know, PenguiN gets a little edge and then pushes too hard, and then Symbol comes right back. And that's what we keep on seeing here. If PenguiN would just slow down for a moment and realize when he has an edge and then build on it a little bit before an attack, I think he would have already taken this game.
I think you're probably right, Artosis. Roaches are now moving up. I like the idea of what PenguiN's doing. It's not clear if it's going to work, though. He's going to send his roaches down here. He needs to get one overseer over there, too, by the way.
Yeah, I would really like if he'd have one. Definitely. He has the money to spare on that as well. So
if you notice, there's like 4 overseers. In that wide screenshot we had, there were 4 overseers in that area for PenguiN.
Yeah,
Not
PenguiN has quite a few. He's actually been using them to goop hatches a little bit too, which is really cool. It's a good move. All right, now we do have PenguiN coming back up again, and this is a much better concave for Symbol. Look at all those back roaches dancing for PenguiN.
Yeah.
Oh man, it took him a while to get them all firing, so definitely an advantage there for Symbol.
And Symbol should be able to just devour the rest of these roaches that are right over here. You see the roach harass, not that effective either. Symbol is just completely solid, but it is 190 supply to 148. Keep in mind that you know, those hatches were gooped there by PenguiN.
Yeah, PenguiN had a slight roach advantage in this area of the map, even though they were equal on numbers. So good move there by PenguiN. Had a little bit more bank too, so he's actually going to have a pretty significant supply lead coming up here. In the meantime, we do have Symbol spending on a hatching and spending on +2 carapace. Well, I don't know that he's going to live to that +2 carapace. This big supply advantage for PenguiN should be enough to shut him out.
Yeah, he's just not getting money fast enough here. I think that eventually PenguiN's going to overrun his opponent here. Even though this engagement here, the positioning here is unfavorable, PenguiN is going to win this game in the long run. He's just getting too many units. I mean, the supply at the upper right-hand side of the screen here, that tells it all. GG.
I think that was a well-deserved win for PenguiN. I think he outplayed Symbol time and again and only made very small mistakes that Symbol did capitalize on quite well to get back in that game, but realistically, Symbol should have been dead like twice way before then. So really well played by PenguiN.
Yeah, nicely done. Symbol right now being reminded that actually PenguiN is a monster in the late game. Symbol played very, very well, but PenguiN did get that lead. Did keep that lead, even when it was taken away from him, took it back again.
Yeah, his hatchery timings at the expansions were very crisp. He was very much on top of his economy, so quite well done. And that was them doing basically the same strat, so PenguiN might be able to do what Panic did to Trap, you know, take out this way more experienced player. It's kind of cool to see the new kids rise up, man, because that does have to happen. We have to.
We can't have the same.
We can't have Quake 3 or Warcraft 3 here. We can't have that.
No. Warcraft 3, where it's like the same 12 guys at every tournament.
Yeah, or Quake, where it's like, okay,
four guys are winning everything.
Yeah, we don't want that. We need a rotation of players, no doubt. And some of these young guns, man, they're putting the time and the effort. I don't doubt that Symbol is as well, but it's hard. It's hard against these young kids. They've got so much skill and talent, Tasis.
Let's see how this next game goes.
With their iPhones and their 7-button mice.
Their iPhones and their e-cigarettes. And,
yeah.
You know.
Their Google Glass.
Yeah, their Google Glass. You think about that Onion article again,
yeah.
There's an Onion article a while back. It was Time Traveler from 2008, freaked out by a guy wearing Google Glass smoking e-cigarette.
So funny.
Well, Tosi.
Yo.
Tosi the Mosi. We're going to go into game number 3. It's going to be on Vinaya Research Station. Hopefully we go into the late game here.
Yeah, we'll see. It's like the 2 base is super easy to defend because of that little tiny ramp.
Yeah.
The 3rd very much more out in the open. I wonder what we'll see. Like, this could definitely... I'm hoping to see some mutas here. I feel like Mutt-Mutts might be a good answer.
Mutt-Mutts?
Yeah.
Let's see it. Could be a mutalist game, according to the Tosis. We're going into game number 3 here, excuse me, in this ZvZ. PenguiN against Symbol. Top and center, he is.
KT Roaster
That was
PenguiN.
a new one.
I was mixing it up, man.
Look at you.
Sometimes I use cardinal directions, sometimes I don't.
Wow, you can teach an old caster new phrases.
Dirty down south.
Wow.
GNR Green Wings Symbol.
Does anyone else think that Tasteless hates all people from the South? You said dirty. I think he's not being...
Is anybody as outraged as I am about this thing?
Definitely not.
No.
Actually, it's the internet. I'm sure there's someone that is.
The internet is just people. There's always someone outraged about something.
Yeah.
If you saw
Life is way too short.
the periodic
all the time.
insane tweets we get,
We got some crazy.
it's insane tweets. I'm like, this person's not very stable.
Yeah.
This person's parents should have hugged him a little bit more, but
I wish I could program a swipe into my iPhone that would block people.
all right, these overlords are about to kiss. Get ready. I love you. Mwah.
And they go through each other because this is just like Ghost with Patrick Swayze. That was one of the best kisses of all time.
That was one of the best kisses of all time.
That just made your heart
Did
flutter.
you see the Naked Gun? Naked Gun 2?
I did, but it was so long ago I can't remember it. I know that it happened, but I can't even
making
remember.
fun of that, like
I remember that they did. I need to actually rewatch like
Naked Out,
Airplane.
he reaches
Naked Gun
down
and
the
stuff.
guy's pants and pulls out like a big wad of clay. It's like so funny, man. God, I haven't thought about that movie in a long time. By the way, we have both players expanding here. These builds are very within the norm of a ZvZ, so we're still sort of waiting to see how this develops. ZvZ can pretty much be summed up by the production tab in the upper left-hand side of the screen.
Yeah. There's a slight difference in that Symbol has not taken gas yet. Symbol, generally speaking, is one of the big fans of mineral-heavy Zerg, where he gets later gases. Like him and Hyun used to do it a lot, too. Those two were good friends on the same team for a long time and whatnot. But we'll see if that's the way that Symbol wants to play this one out. It's totally valid here. Definitely can utilize Queens to hold on to that ramp with no problem. The thing is, when you think about it, like something like quick speed, what does that really do for you against this little tiny ramp? You can't even threaten to attack.
I don't think you even need to get quick speed here.
Yeah. Like, in fact, see, he gets the 100 gas. He hasn't started it. Okay, he starts it now, but he doesn't necessarily even need to. Like, this is one of those situations where you could actually just hold that, see if you need it, and then, get a layer or something like that. It's just, you're never going to do damage to Symbol. If you even try, it's so unexpected, that would be why you would do damage.
So, again, we still have just a little bit of downtime here, guys.
Mm-hmm. I'm excited to see if one of these guys does. Like, I would love to see PenguiN go muta from this. Use speedlings to deny third while taking third and going muta.
I think you are correct on the fact that this should be a mutalisk map. It's just any map where you could just get your second so easily. I mean, this is like a free second base, right? The second base is actually like in your backyard, if you will.
It's also long with really a wide open third. So there's like a lot of ways you can run in there. So I don't know. We'll see, though. Well, that layer is getting there. Almost halfway done here for PenguiN. Just a little bit in shock of what you said about Ben Affleck. I think you made it up.
I think I'm right about this. I believe he is going to be the next Batman.
That would be too bad. It's quite a change in actors. It's quite a change.
Well, I mean, if you had to cast someone as Batman, who would it be then?
I'd probably cast myself.
And don't say tasteless. I can't. Yeah, I'd love to see you as Batman. There's something about you in a Batman outfit that I can't even wrap my head around.
Yeah. No, I mean, obviously our last Batman was just too fantastic.
Yeah.
I don't even want to think of anyone else as Batman anymore.
What's that drone doing? It's going to be a Spire.
Yeah, I'm glad to see it. I think that this is a really sound strategic choice here from PenguiN on this map.
And this is pretty cool because Symbol's going a different route here. I love ZvZ when it's two different tech routes.
Yeah.
Like last one was a little bit harder to cast because, you know, they're just
makes it much
two
more
mirror
interesting.
images of each other, you know?
Well, this is something Symbol has a lot of experience with, like this type of queen-heavy later gas Zerg with double Evos against Spire. Like, he has done this so many times in the past, back when mutas were much more common in the matchup. So, very cool to see this matchup of strategies. But I like PenguiN's side of it for sure.
I agree with what PenguiN's doing strategically a little bit more. This is the part now where he's going to send out these lings. He's going to try to force the cancel here on Symbol's third base. And then from there, mutas will be out and he'll have map control. You can see he's banked up 700 gas. He'll be getting 8 mutas very soon here as that Spire finishes.
Well, let's see, Tasteless. Have that Spire about to finish. Have the Roachmore about to finish. Doesn't really have anti-air yet, but he's scouting it. He's going to know what's going on. So we should see some spores popping up pretty quickly here.
Yeah, and he'll have the spores up in time. I don't think these mutas are going to do too much damage. The mutas are really...
Yes, start them right now.
The problem for the Zerg when you're against mutas is that it's hard to leave your base.
Yeah.
You leave your base, mutas fly in there and kill you. If they start to attack you and you're... Oh, hold on. We have a Nidus network. This is really smart. And this is, of course, Symbol's going to get a Nidus network. This is like what he does.
Yeah, he's very good at this type of thing. He's making a few extra queens as well. And the thing is, he'll have 1/1 to go with these queens and roaches, so that'll be very, very nice as well. That third base could be a little bit difficult for him to hold, but it looks like PenguiN going to go ahead and choose to clean up Overlords rather than anything else.
Well, this is smart because you have to have vision in order to pop the Nidus out over there.
That's very, very true.
And I don't see any Overlords on that side of the map, actually.
There's not even Ling speed. It's actually kind of hard for him to go up and get good vision.
Well, 1/1's about to finish. This is something that happens if you don't clear the map out of your Overlords. I don't know why Symbol didn't have most of the Overlords back at home, but you're going to lose, like, sometimes up to 700 minerals worth of Overlords.
Well, look, this is a funny part, because we should see the roaches all split up in different directions, and that should actually tell PenguiN that he needs to be careful, basically.
What am I watching?
Well,
what is this?
Man, that is not that far up. That is not what you want to spend that amount of money on.
I think Symbol just botched this game.
Yeah, these roaches were kind of a sacrifice to get that Nidus up, and that is not even a good Nidus, really.
Mutas can actually...
It's like a pretty darn weak Nidus.
Well, right now, Symbol has to win with this attack. It's paramount, really.
Yeah.
That he wins with this attack.
He definitely could. 6/1/1 queens with some transfusion energy and then like a lot of roaches. Definitely has the possibility of it. We see it's just Ling Muta that's going to be fought against us. He does have +1 for those mutas, so he's actually going to get a lot more mutas. I like it. If he can actually start bursting down these queens with these mutas, it's going to be big. These mutas can kill absolutely everything. Going after the highest energy queen right now, just can't quite seem to kill it yet. Down it goes, and the rest will fall like dominoes after that. But these roaches can do a lot of damage in the meantime.
Yeah, the roaches, though, they haven't managed to get to the drones. Oh, I spoke too soon. They are at those drones right over there. The Muta's going to come down here, try to help out. 44 workers to 49 right now. Symbol still in a lead here.
Yeah, it looks like Symbol pushing forward with these roaches. How many drones can he end up killing? Needs to split them up, of course, to make the mutas less effective at cleaning them up. Of course, eventually the mutas will clean up absolutely everything, but in that time, we should see Symbol get more anti-air And the amount of drones he's killing is just insane.
24 drones now left over here for PenguiN. PenguiN taking serious blows here, and it's not stopping. That Nidus network is still up.
Yeah, he is sending in even more roaches. If he can kill this hatch, that's fantastic. Really slows down any revival of the drones. Is he actually going to get it?
Yeah, he's going to get it for sure. Right? Well, no. Ling's on the ground, do a lot of damage. Oh!
Wow, that was really close.
I thought he was going to get that for sure. Yeah. That's crazy. Okay, that's unfortunate because he also had the option to split up those roaches again and go into the main and the expansion, but he instead opted to go for the hatchery. It seemed like it was going to work no matter what, and it did not.
Well, another Nidus is going up over at that gold base. You know, the economy of Symbol has not even been hurt at all. How many queens does he actually have right now? I don't think he has enough queens to actually send them through here. That Mutalisk clock is way too big. Yeah, sends them back in.
Jump back in the Nidus.
Well, he's keeping the mutas busy, which is important, but this is so many mutas that, yeah, Symbol is actually going into Infestor. That's really the only way to deal with them. Like, he can't even switch into Hydra. These will just kill him.
All right, drops those roaches right off over here. And, I mean, the aftermath of this is there's a lot of mutas out and a barely functioning economy here for PenguiN. All that Symbol has to do is hold off the mutant counterattack, and he should be in good shape.
Yeah, 4 spores going up. He realizes this. Even is going to try to save this this base on the outside. I think he probably should be able to, but I think these mutas will do a good amount of damage. Infestor's on the way with those pathogen glands finishing up. Very, very important, but he needs like a lot of queens to help finish those out as well.
Nice job. They're getting there right before.
Yeah.
This is funny because that's all that Symbol can do for the time being is send roaches out. Because the mutas have to kill the roaches. They can't.
Yeah, the roaches would just kill him if he doesn't.
Yeah.
Splitting the mutas now to try to chase down as many as possible. Really good moves on both sides. Both of them really doing what they need to do here. And that is a lot of infestors, man. If he gets a good fungal, he could chain that for a very long time.
Well, the infestors are coming out now, and that's the key that he needs to actually win this game.
Yeah.
1 or 2 fungals, and that's going to be a set of chain fungals, and then kills off all the mutas.
Hive is on the way. Could definitely see Broodlords pop into this game in a little bit. We'll see about that. Ultras also do reasonably well, but he doesn't really have upgrades for those, so I find those to be less likely.
This is a great move, though, here from PenguiN. He's going to move these links into the main.
Yeah, he actually misses the infestors.
Oh, my God.
Uh-oh. Well, here we go, and there's the fungal right there. That is a money fungal.
Yeah, this should be the end of the game here.
Yeah, all he has to do is chain it, and the game is over.
Yep, and that is all that that PenguiN was investing into is dead. And we will probably see GG from there. There's a chance this game will go on for longer. I mean, it's PenguiN's prerogative.
He just started 10 more mutas. Okay, this is interesting. I like it. Yeah, of course he starts 10 more mutas. All that fungal energy was used. If Symbol goes and attacks right now with like 1 fungal, like non-stop muta production should be able to shut it down. There's not enough queens. There's not enough fungals. So he might, like, we might see Symbol overcommit here.
Well, he's going to use that Nidus network again.
Yeah. I like how they're all loaded in there before this is up. Imagine if something went over and killed that Nidus network.
Okay, they stopped it. And the problem here is that, with the creep everywhere, it's hard to just hide a Nidus somewhere. He's going to try to hide it over here. Nidus network obviously takes damage very quickly.
And this is buying him a lot of time right now to remake his Mutalisk flock. Of course, we do have the Infestors gaining energy as well, so we could see chain fungals once again. But he knows what to expect this time, which is important.
Oh my God. PenguiN, really nice.
That's 300 minerals, 300 gas. That's just gone from catching all these. We need a Nidus network kill little X thing.
We need a punch card, okay? So like a free sandwich or something on the 6th Nidus kill.
1 free dead Nidus.
Yeah.
71 roaches dead so far.
Man.
33 mutas, oh my God. Just crazy. All right, well, he gives up on that. I love the sound that makes as it vomits up all the units.
It's quite satisfying, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, he's going to go up for a full frontal attack.
Yeah,
He's
he has
moving out here now.
a lot more energy now. Has to keep spread out with these mutas.
Okay, not a single fungal cast.
I like this. Lead with those guys burrowed. Makes it a lot harder to dodge them correctly.
Symbol a little bit reluctant to shoot out that fungal growth, because if you miss one or two of them, you're dead. I'm actually surprised. I thought PenguiN was going to tap out after losing all those Mutalisks, but he's pretty.
I'm
He's
glad
shy,
he stayed
man.
in. I'm glad he stayed in. I think he's probably dead, but it's pretty cool. Now, he does have +2 just finishing up. He's about to have Baneling speed. We'll see if that actually comes into play. Of course, you can freeze those Banelings as well, but here they come, actually. They're going to help to clean up some of those infested Terrans as well. Good spreads all over the place. A lot of Lings coming in from the side as well, and there's just no anti-air left. The Mutas are going to be able to clean these up, but how much damage can be done first?
Notice the Mutas have not attacked that Nidus network. If that Nidus worm gets up, it's going to be bad news.
Well, right, you know what? The Queens have a lot of
yeah.
energy, too. And these few infested Terrans that are left over, it looks like that's about it.
This is the killing blow here.
Wow.
GG.
That was a cool game. I like that one.
Yeah, Symbol now up 2-1.
Yeah, he has a lot of experience playing against that. Like, the amount of roaches he threw away to kind of just control where the mutas were. Very interesting stuff. It's kind of like watching a Terran late game send medevacs out that aren't going to do any damage because the mutas have to chase them.
Yeah, he was keeping PenguiN pretty busy. PenguiN looking a bit discouraged right now. He'll have to win this game and the next if he wants to go on to the round of 32 in the GSL Code S.
Speaking of penguins, I saw that Madagascar penguin movie that
How
came
is
out
that?
recently. It was really good. It was actually really funny. Really, really funny. Like I didn't care for Madagascar. Ari quite likes it, and I have seen it.
Yeah.
But the one that's just about the penguins was really quite funny.
Good to know.
Very well done. Definitely recommended.
We're going to go to a short break. When we return, we're going to finish up the series here between Symbol and PenguiN. Stay tuned.